There's our big storm on the eastern third of the country. It is a large storm, both far-reaching in area and as well as in different types of weather impacts. We've got severe weather across the deep south. We've got snow and near blizzard-like conditions. I say near because there have not been any blizzard warnings issued, but certainly lots of winter storm issues from the Midwest here, and we're going to see some of those in northern New England as well. Another storm developing here over the Pacific Northwest follows a similar path to this. The rain doesn't look as heavy, although still some heavy bursts Friday night, and the wind will not be as expansive as this, nor as damaging, it looks like. So that's sort of good news, but still not great because the extra rain from that will also become a river issue, and more on that coming up. 50 to 65 mile per hour gusts here at the coastline where we have the high wind warning. It is a lesser advisory, a wind advisory, still 30 to 50 mile per hour gusts. That can blow things around your yard. You certainly, if you're in the high wind warning at the very least, I would say for everybody, but charge up those devices, have some kind of backup alarm tomorrow morning. The weather will be better by the time we're getting set to head out to work, but there could be some spotty trees and power lines down, as well as a lot of ponding on the roads. Flood watch goes through tomorrow morning as well for just about everybody except the Cape and the Islands. And now we turn our attention to the coastal flooding aspect. This is going to be for the Wednesday morning high tide times. That's between 6 a.m. and noon tomorrow. It is a coastal flood warning for South County here in Rhode Island, as well as the southeast Mass shore from New Bedford over towards the Buzzards Bay area. Now, the Cape and the Buzzards Bay area, we go down to a coastal flood advisory, not a coastal flood warning. Still going to be about 1 to 2 feet, but that has less of an impact at that level in those locations. It's more of a concern, I think, for Martha's Vineyard over to Buzzards Bay, eastern Buzzards Bay, or excuse me, I should say western Buzzards Bay over into the New Bedford area, and then again for South County here in Rhode Island. So rain is starting out there. It's light, but it'll turn moderate over the next few hours and then heavy as we get into tonight past midnight. It is certainly torrential. There's a lot of rain here. The good news is this is not during either of our commutes. This is going to be mostly a nocturnal event, but still we could be waking up to some power outages. I think those are the most likely with the winds coming through with this storm, and then we'll rapidly clear things out tomorrow. I could see a passing shower or two as we head in towards the lunchtime hour, but for the most part tomorrow is looking dry, but it will be turning colder, still a little bit breezy, but not damaging level winds. Here are our latest rain forecasts, and we've been pretty consistent with this all week. A general 2 to 3 across the area. Some of these numbers have sort of ballooned upwards. If we start seeing 3 to 4, that could be a real big concern, especially when you combine that with the snow melt, as temperatures will rise into the 50s overnight. So then again, here are your wind gusts. Going to be the highest at the immediate shoreline, the Cape and the Islands. A little bit less in the orange here, and then again in the advisory area we're only looking at around 30 to 50 miles per hour, but again that could still be problematic. So as through that clears out, we've got a quiet end to the work week. Temperatures not all that cold, colder relatively speaking. 54 tomorrow is deceiving as well, because that's going to be hit probably closer to say 3 a.m. today. As the storm passes tomorrow morning, we'll drop down into the 40s by the afternoon to around freezing by Thursday morning, and then we are back up into the 40s. Pretty nice end of the week here. I'm actually digging this. We are watching a rainstorm Friday night into Saturday morning. Probably rain ending by lunchtime. It remains breezy. Again, the wind's not as big of an issue for that storm. But then we've got much colder air back down into the 30s and possibly some wintry weather later next week. Let's not look too far past these next few storms, John, but it just seems like that's been the way things have been lately.